When I make this kind of video, I tend to wait until the update's actually out. I feel like it's not very fair to judge a product before it's finished, but given what we know about the upcoming update, I felt like I should talk about it as soon as possible. Keep in mind that I'm making this on Saturday, and it'll come out on Monday, so some things might have been reversed by this point. If that does end up happening, well then just use this video to validate your past opinions, I guess. Some other things also might not be final, since it is only the dev server. Since Gaijin said the last update was pretty massive, I wasn't expecting much from this one, but I have to say that in spite of that, I'm still a bit disappointed. Don't get me wrong, there are some genuinely neat additions. As far as German AFVs go, the Wiesel is one of the few that I really like, so getting 3-in-1 update is a nice treat. The ZTA will bolster Chinese top tier lineups, and the French are finally getting a tech tree EBR. But it always feels like there's some negative to go with a positive, and for this update there's a lot of negatives. The first is the most obvious, and definitely the one players are most upset about. As stated in the dev server post, all newly obtained universal backup vehicles, orders, and wagers will now have a validation time to be activated and expiration time for orders. All previously obtained universal backup vehicles, orders, and wagers to be used within a lengthy period of time, as now stated in their description. So you can no longer stock backups. They expire with time. I'm just gonna call this what this is. It is a blatant cash grab. Gaijin realized that with the battle pass, they made backups really accessible, so people had no reason to buy them anymore. Some people have said they might be trying to level the playing field a bit, since older players have stockpiles of backups, while new players have none. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. There are other mechanics in War Thunder that give veterans a much larger advantage, such as crew skills. If Gaijin wanted to level the playing field for new players, they could rework decorative bushes, and give refunds to people that bought them, but that would cost them money instead of making it. This is a change designed to increase Gaijin's revenue stream, nothing else, and it will actively harm the game more than anything. This change will discourage players from using backups in battle, as they'll not only be more scarce, but you'll also be pressured to use your backups as soon as you get them. Most players will probably dump their backups on one vehicle, one that they favor at that moment. Problem is they might lose interest soon, leaving no backups for vehicles they pick up later. Invariably, this will lead to more players leaving after one death, since a lot of people just feel like playing one vehicle at a time, not an entire lineup. I seriously hope that with the backlash this is getting, Gaijin will reverse it, but when the popular choice gets them less money, Gaijin tends to ignore it, so we'll see. Next, let's talk about terrain deformation. There was a decent amount of concern surrounding this mechanic, though not nearly as much as for backups. Players are worried about two main things: constructed berms stopping all rounds, and bomb craters being abused. As far as the latter, I think players are worried about the wrong thing. Most players are worried that you could bomb the enemy spawn, making it so the vehicles got stuck inside the craters due to traction. This doesn't appear possible right now, even though Gaijin said it was a possibility in the dev blog. And while we're talking about that, I'm a bit worried they worded it like it was a good thing. But anyway, I tried a lot of vehicles with poor mobility. None of the ones I tried got stuck. I thought wheeled vehicles especially would find it difficult, but I don't think the crater has a different terrain modifier, so maybe it depends on the map. I do think it's a bit funny that in the dev stream, they used the 2S25M to show how easy it was to get out of craters. You know, a vehicle with 28 horsepower per ton. Regardless, it doesn't appear a ton of vehicles will get stuck in craters. However, that doesn't mean they're a good thing. If you bomb the enemy spawn correctly, they'll spawn inside the crater, and have to climb their way out. If you're in a tank with poor depression angles, you won't be able to fight back against someone firing in. Basically what I'm trying to say is that craters will make spawn camping much easier. Now onto berms. Right now they can stop high pen APFSDS, which obviously isn't great, and not very realistic. I don't think it's functioning as intended. They said they wouldn't stop most kinetic rounds, mostly just chemical. Still, it seems like that'd make grinding tanks with stock heat a bit harder, but whatever. Dozer blades just don't seem like a very useful addition. Either they'll be balanced and useless, or they'll be totally broken. As far as Gaijin's vehicle choices, I do have a few bones to pick, but that doesn't really matter. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.